Hello, and thank you for joining us for today's webinar, The Ultimate Guide to Measuring the ROI of Social Media, presented by Graham Gullens, founder of LiftMetrix, and Ron Grant, former COO of AOL and former senior executive at Time Warner. Before we go into today's session, I have a few announcements. Today's slides and recording will be available on demand for 3 months. Also, please feel free to tweet about this session with hashtag CVHVirtual. If you have any questions about the content of this session, please enter them via the text box within your viewing console. We will follow up with you. You can also visit the LiftMetrix booth located on the Expo Hall and chat with booth reps. And now I'm incredibly excited to introduce our featured presenters.
Thanks, Jill, and hello, everyone. We are very excited to be speaking today and want to thank Hootsuite for inviting us to join this incredible event. It is great to be partnered with a company that is really transforming the social media ecosystem. My name is Graham Gullens, and I'm the co-founder of LiftMetrix. I'm delighted to be here with a close friend of mine, Ron Grant. Ron was previously the COO of AOL and was a senior executive at Time Warner. We are excited to share our combined thoughts on 3 hot topics that social marketers are talking about today. Thoughts that may be new, thoughts that may be refreshing, and thoughts that may be provocative. Our companies, LiftMetrix and Hootsuite, both believe that social has evolved to the point where marketers should now be aligning their social goals with their business objectives. And that is what we are here to talk about today. First, we're going to take you through the concept of social as a business. Next, we're going to talk about the new business approach to social media. And then we're going to go through a step-by-step guide to measuring your own social ROI. Finally, please visit our booth as we're giving away a Fitbit to any qualified company that is interested in learning more. So why is everyone talking about social ROI, and why is measuring it so important? The reason why is because social is one of the fastest growing marketing channels. To stay on top of this, CMOs are allocating their budget to 3 main areas: social, mobile, and analytics. By 2020, nearly 1/4 of all marketing budgets will be spent on social media, according to a recent Ad Age report. Despite this growth, proving the value of social media is the #1 challenge for marketers. From a recent Ad Age survey, only 15% of CMOs said they're able to prove the quantitative impact of social media, and less than half say that they have a qualitative sense, but not quantitative sense. Since we believe that social should be held accountable for driving your business objectives, we think that a quantitative measurement system is crucial for a social team. These findings are substantiated in a recent Trust Radius survey. Not only do marketers list ROI measurement as the top challenge, but trying to connect the dots between social and business objectives continues to befuddle marketers. Now I'm going to turn it over to Ron Grant. So Ron, I'd love for you to talk about where you see social heading today.
Thanks, Graham. You saw in the last slide how the top 2 challenges for marketers are measuring ROI and tying social activities to business outcomes. Well, the real key here is that the current measurement systems are failing across the board for marketers. They're not keeping up with the needs of today's business models. Let's take a look at the struggles we have measuring television viewers. The existing measurement system is based predominantly on linear television. The good news is video consumption is way up across all platforms. The bad news is the existing panel-based measurement systems are on the verge of collapsing from the growth of new video platforms and continued audience fragmentation. As a result, networks such as NBC recently announced that CNBC was switching from Nielsen to Cogent. On the digital front, there continues to be significant challenges with measuring online engagement. Click fraud remains a very difficult problem, and now marketers are faced with the next problem of the proliferation of ad blocking software. If we add in the growth of mobile and in-app traffic, we have an industry also facing somewhat of a crisis in measurement. Social media, along with mobile, are the fastest growing marketing channels. This growth is only expected to accelerate over the next 5 years. What measurement systems do we have to help guide good decision makings? To be honest, we have very little. There is a big divide between what marketers want to accomplish in social media and the tools they have to help guide their efforts. Other than measuring engagement through some superficial data such as a fan or a like, the industry is largely devoid of good measurement systems. However, there's an opportunity to provide marketers the tools they need to transform social marketing into an actionable, ROI-driven intelligence.
Thanks, Ron. I think that's a perfect segue into the 4 pillars that you and I developed around the concept of making social media a business in your organization. We'll talk about these 4 pillars and how you can implement them. Setting the right objective is the first step in the business approach. Secondly, we'll talk about breaking down marketing silos, how you can create business objective transparency amongst your team. Thirdly, don't justify social by looking backwards. Optimize it using your data. Finally, use your data meaningfully, which we'll explore further. A lot of social marketers are not setting the right goals. They're distracted by vanity metrics. Every department in your organization should be laser focused on your business goals, whatever they may be. Marketing is no exception to this rule. We boldly state, your social goals are your business goals. In your organization, think if there are any unintended silos across your marketing team. A top priority is to build in communication between your team members. Your paid team should speak to your earned team. Community managers should know when posts are boosted. One particular example I remember was when I was speaking to a large media company in New York City. Their social team told me that they couldn't rely on the data that they were reporting because they weren't sure if the paid team was putting budget behind their organic content. You might be misjudging your data if your teams are not communicating. Another interesting trend is that a data scientist is now core to marketing organizations. Scott Valentine, a VentureBeat author, went so far to say, data scientists are now going to take a lot of jobs away from marketers. We're already seeing this today with some of the big agencies. Account executives told us that data scientists are their most valuable asset. They're able to prove the value in ROI terms, which is important in order to keep the client happy. Data scientists are the ones who can dive into the value of social and the ones who can connect social to your business objectives. Finally, leadership needs to breed a culture of success metrics. No matter your job title, function, or reporting lines, you should be either driving business goals or working on a plan to optimize them.
The most successful senior executives pull together sales, marketing, analytics, finance, and really measure social media all the way through the purchasing funnel.
We are still stuck in a world where we are using analytics to justify our actions rather than optimizing our future strategy. We're all used to looking at weekly and monthly reports on social data, but these reports are backwards looking. Vanity metrics don't tell the whole story. We're in a bubble of charting likes, shares, and comments, but they're not tying to your business objectives. Nor are past data points going to help you create a strategy going forward. The new social reporting should focus on your key learnings and provide a blueprint for improvements.
This reminds me of a story I heard from a CEO at a major wireless company. He had what he thought was a very successful social media campaign. His team was excited to present the results, which showed additional likes and new fans. However, the results did not reflect the additional likes. The company actually lost share because the competition was able to leverage the social media campaign to drive its own in-store sales. Vanity metrics don't always give a clear picture of social media ROI.
Social media kicks off more data than any other marketing channel. Fortunately, this is a good problem to have. Social marketers are only using 10% of their data. The other 90% can be extremely illuminating. There are 2 areas where you can turn to for help. The first is in an in-house data scientist. As we talked about earlier, they're proliferating through marketing organizations. They can sift through data at a much quicker pace and wire the end-to-end connection between social and your goals. The second area of help is from social media analytics tools. Consider tools that are designed to show you more granular data, tools that can tie social data with your business objectives. Be sure to make friends with your data scientists and become an expert at the analytic tools you use in your organization.
I'm starting to see more companies shift to forward-looking data streams. They are using matched data to create unique propensity scores. When you layer in the recency of social media, there's a huge opportunity to shift marketing away from a frequency-based approach to a targeted ROI-based approach.
We hear it over and over again. You can't measure social media ROI. We're here to dispel that myth. At LiftMetrix, 2 years ago, we set out to build an ROI methodology and system that would work for every brand. We met over 100 CMOs and realized that no two companies had the same definition of ROI. We concluded that ROI measurement must be unique and highly customizable, but can be done. As such, we fundamentally believe in a system that can be customized and set to track brand-specific goals and connects the dots between your social activities and your business objectives. How many blog posts have you read started with this headline? How do I calculate my social media ROI? There's been an outcry by marketers for help in tackling this. We are presenting a step-by-step process which explains how our customers and you can arrive at a company-specific ROI, all tied to your business objectives. We think about the value of social as an ROI spectrum. On the left, you'll see social metrics, what we consider vanity metrics. The problem with focusing only on reporting social metrics is that they fall short of giving the whole picture. In the middle, you'll see clicks to the site. This is often the action that your posts and ads are trying to drive social users to. The benefit of this action is that it leads to the far right category in the social ROI spectrum, web activity. This is where most of the ROI comes from, the far right. Conversion activities that are being driven from social. This is where your business objectives lies. They can include e-commerce purchases, customer signups, email acquisitions on your blog, or other conversions. Marketers need to set their social goals to be their business objectives. So how can you go about measuring your social ROI? We're outlining it here in 3 easy steps. First, we help you select your social goals. Next, we figure out a way to apply value to these goals, really your end business objectives. Finally, we help you track conversions. And the last piece, which is the optimization piece, is understanding which content has the highest ROI so you can do more of that. The first step in the process is selecting your social goals. As a marketer and with your team, you should ask yourselves 3 questions. The first is, how do I acquire customers? Is it through a website sign-up? Is it a newsletter subscription? Do I want them to download my mobile app or enter their email address in on my blog? Next, what is the online conversion trigger that is closest to revenue generation? Is it in e-commerce purchases because I'm selling things on site? Is it a free trial that I'm hoping becomes a paid subscriber? Is a new subscriber worth something to me? For many media companies, am I monetizing my site through page views? Think of the trigger that your CEO would want you to achieve. This may be your social goal. Lastly, what action do I want my social followers to take? Am I posting lots of links because I'm driving them to my website? Am I posting a video? Do I hope they engage with my brand by liking and commenting? Typically what we see at LiftMetrix is that customers will select 1 to 3 acquisition events that can directly contribute to their business objectives. We'll go into that next. To help you think about which social goals you should select for your organization, we've listed 8 industries that we typically work with and their social goals. E-commerce companies notably push you from social to your website so you can make purchases. Publishers who monetize from traffic on their site are interested in generating page views through link clicks on social. B2B brands link to their website so they can generate free trials, which often lead to new customers. An example with B2C brands is that they want to drive user signups and mobile app downloads. We've worked with a number of large companies in more established industries too. For financial advisors, they're trying to push new users to sign up for their services, often on Twitter. For credit card companies, they're trying to drive you to a promotion and sign up for a new credit card. CPG brands have either installed e-commerce websites or want you to learn more about their products. Industrials push towards contacting us and brand awareness, and healthcare companies often have free trials or learn more forms on their website. The point is, all of these objectives can be tracked on social. Assigning values to your business objectives is probably the most granular and difficult part of the ROI measurement exercise, but we're here to help. LiftMetrix has completed this exercise and ROI consultation over 200 times and now understands across verticals how companies are able to apply value to these objectives. For e-commerce companies, it's as simple as adding Google Analytics tracking code to your checkout cart. For media companies who are monetizing through page views, you should check what your average page CPM rate is, or if you use Dart, you can discover it there. Free trial signups are a great way to capture qualified leads, but you really want to be able to understand the value of one. The way you can do this is by multiplying your customer lifetime value by the conversion rate of free trial signups to paid customers. Content marketing is hot these days, which is why a lot of B2B companies are pushing you to sign up for newsletters and blogs. We've come up with a formula to help value an email acquisition. That formula is you take the number of email subscribers that become customers and divide that by the total emails acquired. This gives you the rate of emails that become customers. If you multiply this rate by your customer lifetime value, you arrive at a dollar value of what an email subscriber is worth to you. For mobile app companies, it's as simple as taking your monthly active users and multiplying it by the value of a monthly active user. If you're monetizing your app, you should have this rate internally. If you aren't monetizing, you can look at industry rates or ask us for help. For companies that are in the brand awareness objective bucket, the way to think about that is looking at your average CPM rate spent on social ads. For every impression or brand awareness you're able to drive from social organically, you're saving on not having to buy ads to generate that kind of brand awareness. Now that you have identified your objectives and have learned how to value them, now all you have to do is pull the data. This requires you to connect the dots between social and your site. The resources that are going to be helpful to you here are data scientists, ones that are well-versed in API structures and analytic tools, and also your webmaster. Your webmaster is going to be the one responsible for setting up Google Analytics or Omniture. We think about 90% of our customers are using Google Analytics, with 10% of the market using Adobe Omniture. It typically depends on if you're a medium to large size brand, you'll be using Google Analytics. Other companies in the enterprise space will sometimes have a full Omniture license. One additional thing we recommend, and one that you can work on with your webmaster, is setting up Facebook ad pixels. So if you haven't done that already, Facebook provides a way for you to track conversions such as a mobile app installs directly from their ads manager. Here's a quick demonstration of the power of Google Analytics for marketers. For social traffic, which Google Analytics tracks themselves or through referral sources and UTMs, you can figure out how many product purchases were made as defined by e-commerce in Google Analytics, or how many goals are completed. Goals are set up internally, as I previously mentioned, like a newsletter subscriber or a blog email acquisition, and rates can be set directly in your Google Analytics dashboard. Google Analytics should absolutely be your friend. Another way to track conversions, and this is more on a post level, is through UTM parameters. So most marketers, I believe, should be aware of UTM parameters. If you're not, you can even set them up through Hootsuite's dashboard. But in this case, what you want to do is add a UTM parameter to links, because it's able to track all the website activity from the user who clicks on that link. So for example, if you put a UTM parameter on link and you're an e-commerce company, you can track the exact number of purchases, the average order value of purchases, and what the product SKUs are, as demonstrated here. So what is the real value of tracking all this ROI on a social network level or on a content level? The reason why it's powerful is that you can tie your business objectives to the content that is performing for your brand. So this screenshot shows you a bit on how we're able to tie a ROI specific to your brand objectives to a post, a tweet, ad, or even Instagram ad. So in this case, we were able to see the top post drives $591 worth of value. for this customer, we know that's e-commerce, and we're able to drill in and see exactly what purchases were made as a result. So now a social marketer can get an ROI specific to a piece of content, and the benefit of this is now you're able to value your best content with your business objectives, not these vanity metrics such as likes, shares, and comments. So the benefit of all of this is that you can apply tags and themes to the content to really filter and sort and discover what content resonates best with your audience. So for example, with this e-commerce customer, is it a daily deal that is driving the most purchases? Or is it when they talk about a new product or service that their customers end up booking? Or is a coupon giveaway driving the most ROI? So UTM parameter tracking through Google Analytics allows you to calculate the ROI and brand-specific objectives on every piece of content. There's no shortage of things that you can do from there, and that's where your data scientist team and marketing analytics can really help you discover how to plan and optimize your strategy going forward. I'm sure we've left you with questions. We went through a lot of material, and you'll have to spend even more time to set this up internally. Fortunately, LiftMetrix has partnered with Hootsuite to help customers walk through this 3-step plan. We are pros at helping you select your goals. We have lots of insights and experience in applying value to your key business objectives. We even hold your hand through an ROI consultation process if needed. Our tech platform is specifically built to help you track conversions and discover ROI content, and we wish you luck. If you have any specific questions, we encourage you to visit our booth or website. There's additional materials that you can find, including an ebook and even a state of the industry guide. And maybe the most exciting piece of this presentation is that we're offering a free Fitbit to any qualified individuals who sign up for a demo. Ron and I want to thank everyone for listening to our presentation, and we hope that all marketers will soon take a business approach on social media.